Have you ever witnessed something so profound, so utterly unexpected, that it changes the way you see the world? In the vast grasslands of a nature reserve, each day unfolds a new story, a never-ending drama of life and death, instinct and survival. But sometimes, even in nature's harsh realities, we stumble upon moments of breathtaking beauty, of silent respect that transcends all ordinary laws. That's precisely what Timon, a seasoned park ranger with over 2 decades of experience in this land, witnessed. He had seen enough to know that sometimes the natural world holds secrets far beyond human imagination. That morning, under the golden sunlight stretching across the savanna, Timon was on patrol. His jeep bounced along the dry dirt road, kicking up dust in its wake. He was familiar with every dune, every bush, every footprint etched into the ground. Suddenly, an unbelievable sight caught his eye, forcing him to stop the vehicle. On the parched dirt road amidst the boundless grassland, an old male lion lay slumped, utterly exhausted. Its body was gaunt, its wrinkled skin sagged, and its sparse, patchy fur clearly revealed protruding ribs like saw blades and a prominent spine. It was the image of a king in decline. Its eyes were cloudy, covered by a gray-white haze, clear signs of cataracts and the cruel ravages of old age, making its gaze dull and lifeless, as if the beast that once ruled this land had lost its entire world. Timon's heart tightened. He had witnessed many deaths in nature, but this scene carried a deep, very personal sorrow. Surrounding it, 3 hyenas, notorious opportunists, were silently approaching, their bodies muscular, their eyes cautious. Instinctively, they were the lion's sworn enemies, always looking to harass, steal food, or even attack weak cubs. Timon held his breath, anticipating the brutal scene about to unfold. But instead of charging in, as their instinct usually dictated, the hyenas stopped. They didn't growl, they didn't pounce. They just stood there, observing, not with fear, but with an astonishing, quiet respect. A few seconds later, as if they had seen something greater than mere survival instinct, they turned and walked away, leaving the old lion to lie alone in its final moments. Behind them, the lush green grassland stretched endlessly, a vibrant backdrop in stark contrast to the barren brown of the dirt road and the decaying body of the once king. The light slanted down as if in a cinematic shot, casting a somber and silent hue over the scene. Timon didn't have time to pull out his camera, but the sight was etched into his mind, a silent, profoundly humane and noble farewell to the old king of the savannah. In a world governed by the survival of the fittest, sometimes the most astonishing acts of defiance emerge from the very heart of the wild. The relationship between lions and hyenas in nature is a never-ending battle. Lions, with their superior strength, are typically apex predators, controlling territories and prey. Hyenas, on the other hand, often operate in large clans, using numbers and aggression to steal kills from lions or hunt weaker animals. They are sworn rivals, constantly vying for food and status within the ecosystem. Hundreds of times, Timon had witnessed fierce battles between these two species, roars and screams echoing across the savannah. So, the moment 3 hyenas stood silently, then turned and walked away from a dying lion, was unprecedented in his experience. It was like a fairy tale told in the strangest possible way. In that moment, Timon wondered what made them do that. Were they assessing the risk? Or was something deeper at play? Scientists often explain animal behavior based on survival instinct, self-interest, and evolutionary mechanisms. But this scene posed a bigger question. Does an unwritten rule exist in the natural world? A form of unspoken respect that transcends mere predatory instinct? Like a standoff between 2 rival gangs, where there might be a silent respect for a fallen former leader. Did these hyenas recognize that the old lion, though weak now, was once a symbol of power and authority? We often underestimate the intelligence and emotions of animals, but that moment showed that perhaps there is much we still don't understand. Every king, even one of the savannah, leaves an undeniable mark, and sometimes that legacy extends far beyond life itself. That old lion, though now merely a shadow of its former glory, must have once been a mighty king of the savanna. It had roared, hunted, and fought to protect its territory and its cubs. Perhaps it was one of the few lions to survive through many dry seasons, many fierce battles with rivals. Perhaps it had even defeated the ancestors of those very hyenas standing there, or at least had driven them away countless times. Animal memory, especially in species with complex social structures like hyenas, is far from simple. They remember relationships, confrontations, and even the presence of dominant individuals in their territory. When they saw that emaciated old lion, did the hyenas recognize a once feared adversary who is now completely harmless? They assessed the risk and realized that attacking a living corpse brought no significant benefit and might even carry a hidden danger if the lion had one last surge of defiance. But deeper still, perhaps it was an acceptance of a harsh natural truth. All life has an end, and even the strongest must face decline. This is not unlike how we respect our elders, those who have contributed their lives, though they no longer possess their former strength. It is a silent homage to a legacy. In that moment, it seemed that respect for the lion's past authority had overcome pure predatory instinct. The death of a king, even in nature, carries its own unique dignity. What if the deepest lessons about compassion and respect aren't found in textbooks, but in the most unexpected corners of the natural world? The scene Timon witnessed was not just a unique moment in the animal kingdom. It was also a mirror reflecting ourselves as humans. It raises questions about how we treat the vulnerable, those at the end of their life's journey. Can we learn from those hyenas not just the absence of aggression, but a form of quiet respect, an acceptance of life cycle? In human society, we also have our old kings, people who have dedicated their lives, who have built strong foundations, but who are now weak and vulnerable. How we treat the elderly, the sick, those who were once rivals but are now diminished, speaks volumes about our values. This story is not a call to become weak, but a reminder of the power of compassion and respect, even when it offers no immediate tangible benefit. Timon, after years of witnessing both the miraculous and the brutal in nature, believes that moment carried a powerful message. Empathy and compassion are not exclusive to humans. They exist in every ecosystem, sometimes just waiting for us to be still enough to recognize them. Can you recall a moment when an unexpected act of kindness shifted your perspective? Perhaps it was how you viewed an elderly person, a former adversary, or even an abandoned animal. These moments, however small, can bring a sense of peace and profound connection. The savanna whispered a secret that day, a truth about life, death, and the unseen bonds that connect us all. The old lion finally lay there, forever becoming one with the grassland. But the message it left behind lives on. Timon, returning from his patrol, couldn't shake the image. It haunted him in a positive way, a reminder that even in the most tragic moments, there's a hidden beauty, a nobility that cannot be explained by science alone. This story is not just about lions and hyenas. It's about the cycle of life, about respect for what once was and what is now. It's about finding solace in natural law, and about recognizing that compassion can manifest in many forms, even in places we least expect. We can find connection not only with our fellow humans, but also with the entire natural world around us. That moment was a deeply quiet farewell, an acceptance of death as an inseparable part of life, but also an affirmation of the legacy and meaning of a life fully lived. Can you perceive the beauty of stillness and compassion in any unexpected moments in your own life? Share your stories in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, and you're curious to explore more profound insights from the natural world and how they reflect our own lives, consider subscribing to our channel and watching our other videos linked in the description. We dive deep into stories that inspire connection, foster understanding, and remind us of the incredible tapestry of existence.